nothing more fun than getting that old 80s ZAKK WYLDE tone. Man, so we're diving into some ZAKK today. There are few guitarists who've had a bigger impact on me as a player than ZAKK WYLDE. So many aspects of his playing, just the powerfulness of it. Is that a word? Powerfulness? You know, there's so much to learn here. So I've got tabs for you. I've got 3 licks from 80s ZAKK. So No Rest for the Wicked, 3 licks from that album, and I got tabs for you down below, because ZAKK was just unstoppable. Man, those first 2 Ozzy albums, so important, at least to me. So get your tabs, subscribe if you would. I appreciate all the support on these lessons, and I'm trying to get over being sick, so if I look horrible, well, that's probably just normal. But anyways, let's just get to the lesson. Okay, so let's dive into this. Now, I am going to give you guys some bad news. I am, in fact, tuned down a half step. It just sounds better. You know, when you're doing this stuff, I don't know, it just sounds right, a half step down. And that's kind of what I rolled with. So I've got 3 licks here. The first one's going to be from Devil's Daughter. And I think that these licks are maybe not the licks people are expecting. You know, you could go for the crazy flashy ones and all that stuff, but these are licks that I think that they are conceptually slightly more interesting and easier for us to introduce into our own playing. So you heard me play them all a second ago. So this one's out of the key of A, which we are tuned down a half step, but you know, just humor me and say it's A. And you have this really cool bend, fall, fast pentatonic run. So it's just a straight pentatonic, but what I like is that idea of this big bend being thrown in there, and then, you know, a fast flurry of notes. You know, you could do it in like all kinds. You know, I just like that bend, fall, release, fast notes. So that's kind of more the idea for me. So anyways, we're up here in box 1 of your A minor pentatonic. And we're going to grab 20th fret on the high E string, bend it up a full step. Then you're going to go 17 on the high E string, 20, pull off 17. Then you do the same thing on the B. It's just literally straight down the pentatonic scale. Okay? Then 1917 on the G, 1917 on the D. Okay, then all he's doing is a lick that he does, I think it's a Black Label Society lick, where he goes something like that, I can't remember. But I just like the idea of bending up to the next note and falling off. So you're just going to go back to that 20, bend all the way up a full step, let it come back down, and pull off to 17. Okay, or you could pick it. Do the same thing on the B. Same thing on the G. But this time you bend it up and you let it sit there, and then you add the wild vibrato. Okay? Oh. It's so aggressive, it's hard to get back to it. So there's lots of little things in here that we have to work on. Controlling your bends, even though ZAKK's bends are crazy, they're also very controlled, despite how wide they are. So if you are a person who has a slightly, maybe more narrow vibrato, these are going to break you out of that real quick, because that is not ZAKK WYLDE's vibrato at all. You know, that's even not enough. So, anyways, there's lick number 1 from Devil's Daughter. Let's get some Miracle Man going. Okay, so on to Miracle Man. Now, there's a couple licks that I see taught a lot. Obviously, that really cool 2-string arpeggio. And then you have his, a very classic ZAKK WYLDE. pentatonic lick, super cool. Lots of videos on that one. A lick that I don't see people teach is one that's kind of a little bit later in the solo. We're working out an F sharp here. So this is kind of like box 4 of F sharp, and I always loved this lick. I mean, it's so cool. I mean, there's so many cool licks in there, but this is one that I really like because, you know, you don't get a lot of box 4 licks. This one, we're right here in box 4. Throwing a little bit of that, you know, southern rock country twang that Zach will have in his playing. So it's just a repetitive lick. You're gonna go 11 on the G, then you go to 9 on the B. Then you go back to the G, and it's 9-7. I'm sorry, 11-9. Excuse me. Okay, you're gonna double that on the G. Then you go to the D string, and it's the same, 11-9. So now you want to make sure you palm mute that. Such an essential part of Zakk's playing is his control of palm muting. So you can hear how I like the lick unpalm muted. But as soon as you have the palm mute, it just sounds powerful. Okay? Now, he does this little, you know, little thing here, these little double stops. So we're at 8 on the D and the 9 on the G. Slide it up a half step. Then he goes to 12. Which is something you'll see in Zakk's playing. I'm going to do it here a little bit later. Is he likes to bend up into box 5 from 4. Okay? He's bending up right there. There's box 5. There's box 4. So, all together that lick slow. There you have it. Okay, so the third and final lick comes from my favorite track on the album, which is Bloodbath in Paradise. Oh, the intro, the main riff. I missed the harmonic, but I'll leave that for Zakk. So this lick is another one. Again, I wanted to hit you guys with not the typical Zakk licks, because you can learn all this fast pentatonic stuff, which, I mean, everything we've done and are doing is pentatonic. But I like these licks because they had slight little twists that Zakk was putting on a seemingly simple idea. And that's what's happening here. Now, this one is the soloist at a B. And he goes, one of the licks that always caught my ear was this one. You know, I just love that sound. So he's all the way up here. Again, you gotta think B minor pentatonic. So you got B. Okay, and then right here again in box 4. So we're gonna be on 15th fret of the B. And you're going to bend 16 up. Again, see how I said he likes to go from 4 and bend up to box 5. Now you're going to go... He gets 19 on the B. I cannot remember off the top of my head now. Does he overbend it? Well, you could overbend it or keep it a full step. Maybe overbend sounds cool. But just make sure you walk it down. 19, 18, 17, and then you're going to grab, I see some people shift down. I like to get that here on the G, so you can really add the vibrato to it. You're going to go to 19 on the G. Okay? That real thick sound of the G. Or bend it up if you want. And then he just ends with a kind of a standard pentatonic, like. And that's just back in box 1 of B minor. And you're gonna go 10 to 7, 9 to 7. If you want to get real fancy, throw in a lick from Crazy Baby. So anyways, there's lick number 3. If you want more ZAKK, I got it. Alright gang, hope you enjoyed that. Sorry, I probably was going through stuff pretty quick. Like I said, I feel like garbage. But I wanted to at least get a video done. I probably sound weird too. I feel like I can't breathe. Throat's all sore. Anyways, hope you guys dug the lesson. Like I said before, if you would, do me a huge favor, subscribe. And more videos and lessons on the way, homies. Alright, I appreciate you guys.